Today, I want to dive into something we've all wondered at some point in our lives: how to make her miss you. Whether you've just started seeing someone, been dating for a while, or even if you feel like the spark has faded between you and someone you care about, this video will equip you with the right tools to reignite that attraction and leave a lasting impression on her, even when you're not around. But here's the thing. This isn't about playing games or using tricks to get her attention. It's not about manipulating anyone or pretending to be someone you're not. The real secret to making her miss you lies in becoming the kind of man she genuinely wants in her life. It's about tapping into your own value, building attraction from within, and letting that naturally draw her closer. So take a seat, clear your mind, and get ready to dive in. Let's explore how you can transform your approach to relationships and make her think about you in a way you've never seen before. Number 1. Understand the power of space. If you want her to truly miss you, the first thing to grasp is the immense power of space. Space isn't just a physical distance, it's about creating emotional value. Think about it. When you're always around, always texting, always available, she never has the opportunity to feel your absence. And without absence, there's no longing, no sense of loss. When you create space, you give her a moment to pause, reflect, and realize what life feels like when you're not immediately within reach. That's when the magic begins. That's where mystery is born. Now, let's be clear. This doesn't mean ghosting her or resorting to manipulative tactics like playing hard to get. That approach can backfire, making her feel frustrated or even pushing her away. Instead, it's about finding a thoughtful balance in how you give your attention. For example, if you've been in the habit of texting her all day long, take a step back. Instead of constantly being in her inbox, focus on a few meaningful interactions. Make each text or conversation matter so that it lingers in her mind after you've hit send. Similarly, if you're always the one to initiate plans or reach out first, try holding back occasionally. Give her the chance to step forward, to wonder about you, and to take the lead in reconnecting. Here's the beauty of this approach. When your energy isn't always fixated on her, she'll start noticing. She'll wonder what shifted, and that curiosity is where the seed of missing you begins to grow. Curiosity creates intrigue, and intrigue pulls her closer to you emotionally. The goal isn't to make her chase you or to make her feel ignored. It's about showing her, subtly but powerfully, that you're a man with a full, fulfilling life. By giving her the gift of space, you allow her to genuinely appreciate your presence when you do show up. And trust me, that makes all the difference. Number 2. Build a purpose-driven life. One of the most magnetic qualities a man can possess is having a sense of purpose. Women are naturally drawn to men who are ambitious, passionate, and deeply engaged in their own lives. A man with a clear direction and goals radiates confidence and energy, two qualities that are impossible to ignore. On the other hand, if your entire world revolves around her, it can quickly become overwhelming and even suffocating. No one wants to feel like the sole focus of another person's life. So, take a moment to ask yourself, what drives you? What ignites a spark within you? Is there a passion or goal you've been meaning to pursue but have been putting off? It could be anything: getting into the best shape of your life, learning to play an instrument, finally starting that side hustle, or exploring places you've always dreamed of visiting. Whatever it is, make the decision to prioritize it. Living with purpose isn't just about ticking off goals, it's about the transformation that happens when you commit to something bigger than yourself. When you pour your energy into meaningful pursuits, you naturally become more fulfilled, more confident, and frankly, more interesting. This shift not only enhances your own happiness, but also sends a powerful message to her. You're someone who values growth and independence. Here's the truth. Nothing makes a woman miss you more than seeing you thrive. When she observes you excelling in your endeavors, whether it's a new fitness milestone, an exciting project, or just the way you carry yourself with renewed energy, she'll notice. She'll see that you're not waiting for her approval to feel accomplished or validated. Instead, you're carving out a life that's rich, rewarding, and undeniably attractive. But here's the real kicker. A purpose-driven life doesn't just benefit you, it elevates every relationship in your life. When you're passionate about something, you naturally exude a sense of direction and confidence. This energy is contagious and draws people closer to you, not just romantically, but in every sphere of life. So, commit to making your own happiness and growth a priority. Take those first steps toward your goals, no matter how small they may seem. When you're living with purpose, you're not just becoming someone she'll miss. You're becoming someone she'll admire, respect, and genuinely want to be around. Number 3. Create mystery in your interactions. If there's one golden rule in building attraction, it's this: mystery captivates. When a woman feels like she knows everything about you or can predict your every move, the sense of intrigue fades. Without intrigue, there's little to spark curiosity, excitement, or the longing to know more about you. That's why creating mystery is such a powerful tool. It keeps her engaged, interested, and most importantly, thinking about you when you're not around. But let's be clear, creating mystery doesn't mean being distant, secretive, or evasive. It's about striking a balance between sharing just enough to keep her engaged while leaving certain elements to her imagination. For example, if she asks you, "What are you up to this weekend?" don't hand her a full itinerary like, "Oh, I'm going to the gym, then meeting my friends, and after that binge watching a series." That level of detail leaves nothing to the imagination. Instead, keep it simple and open-ended. You could say something like, "I've got some plans, but I'll tell you about them later." Why does this work? When you leave certain details out, her mind will naturally fill in the blanks. She'll start wondering, what is he up to? Who is he spending time with? Why didn't he tell me more? This subtle curiosity is incredibly powerful. It's not about being deceptive. It's about fostering emotional engagement. She'll find herself wanting to piece the puzzle together, which deepens her investment in you. Beyond conversations, you can weave mystery into other aspects of your interactions. For instance, when you're sharing stories about your life, focus on the highlights, but don't give away every single detail. Let her ask questions. Let her probe for more. This creates a dynamic where she's actively working to uncover more about you, rather than passively receiving information. Even your social media presence can play a role in maintaining intrigue. Avoid oversharing or documenting every moment of your day online. Instead, post purposefully and selectively. A single photo of an interesting location, an intriguing activity, or even a simple caption that leaves room for interpretation can spark curiosity and keep her wondering about you. The key to creating mystery lies in understanding the balance. Share enough to be open and relatable, but hold back just enough to keep her engaged. Think of it like reading a great book. You want to reveal just enough of the story to hook her, but leave the most exciting parts for her to discover over time. When you master the art of subtlety, you create a dynamic where she feels compelled to lean in, to ask questions, and to uncover more about who you are. This emotional investment is what keeps you on her mind and sets you apart as someone who's not only interesting, but also unforgettable. Remember, mystery isn't about playing games or hiding who you are. It's about creating a sense of depth and intrigue that makes her want to explore every layer of your personality. And when she's left wondering, that's when you truly become irresistible. Number 4, show that you're not always available. One of the most common mistakes men make in relationships is being too available. And let's be honest, it's easy to see why. When you like someone, it feels natural to want to spend as much time with them as possible, to respond to every message immediately, and to always be there when they need you. But here's the catch. When you're constantly at her beck and call, it can start to feel less like devotion and more like desperation. Over time, this can diminish your value in her eyes, making your presence seem ordinary rather than special. To truly stand out and create lasting attraction, it's essential to show that you're not always available. And that's not about playing games. It's about setting healthy boundaries and valuing your own time and priorities. For instance, if she calls or texts while you're in the middle of something important, don't feel compelled to drop everything to respond right away. Finish what you're doing first. This isn't about ignoring her. It's about demonstrating that while you care for her, you also respect your commitments and personal space. It sends a powerful message. You have a life outside of her, and that makes you someone worth respecting and admiring. Here's where the magic happens. When you're not always available, the time you do spend together becomes infinitely more valuable. Instead of being predictable and overly accessible, you create a sense of exclusivity. Think about it. Something rare and limited is always more desirable than something that's always readily available. Number 5. Make the time you spend together meaningful. When it comes to relationships, quality always triumphs over quantity. It's not about how much time you spend with her. It's about the kind of experiences you create together. If your interactions are shallow or predictable, it's unlikely that they'll leave a lasting impression. But when you focus on making your time together meaningful, you create memories that linger in her mind long after you've parted ways. Start by planning experiences that are both unique and engaging. Instead of defaulting to the usual dinner or movie night, think outside the box. Try something new together. Take a cooking class, explore a scenic hiking trail, or visit an art exhibit neither of you has been to before. Even small, unexpected gestures like preparing a meal for her or introducing her to your favorite hidden cafe can make a huge impact. These moments aren't just activities, they're opportunities to connect on a deeper level and create stories you'll both cherish. But meaningful time doesn't always have to mean elaborate plans. Sometimes it's the simple, heartfelt conversations that leave the biggest impression. Ask her about her dreams, fears, and the moments in her life that have shaped her. Listen with genuine curiosity and make her feel heard and valued. When you engage with her on a deeper emotional level, you build a bond that's far stronger than surface level attraction. The key here is to create what I call emotional anchors. These are the moments that she'll replay in her mind when you're not around, the ones that make her smile, feel safe, or even laugh unexpectedly. Emotional anchors are powerful because they forge a connection between the feelings she experiences and you. The more positive, heartfelt memories you create, the more likely she'll find herself thinking about you, even when she's busy or distracted. However, in today's digital age, meaningful interactions aren't limited to face-to-face encounters. Your online presence also plays a significant role in shaping how she perceives you. Social media, for instance, can be a subtle yet effective way to enhance the connection you're building. Instead of using it to brag or post random, irrelevant content, be intentional. Share snippets of your life that reflect your passions, interests, and values. A well-timed post of you trying a new activity, volunteering, or even sharing a thought-provoking quote can remind her of your depth and individuality. When she sees you thriving in your own life, it reinforces the idea that you're someone worth spending time with, someone who brings value and excitement into her world. At the same time, avoid the trap of oversharing. A little mystery in your online presence can go a long way in keeping her intrigued and invested. Number 6, post purposefully on social media. Social media is a tool that most guys completely underestimate, or worse, misuse. Let's be real, in today's world, your online presence can have as much of an impact as your face-to-face interactions. It's not just a place for random selfies, memes, or status updates. It's a carefully curated stage where you can subtly remind her of your presence and show off the best version of yourself. But here's the catch. How you use social media can either work for you or against you. First, let's talk about what not to do. Using social media to flex, posting flashy photos of expensive things, or trying to make her jealous is not the move. It often comes across as immature and transparent. Nobody is impressed by someone who's trying too hard to gain attention. Instead, the key is to post with purpose. Every post should serve as a small window into your life, highlighting your passions, growth, and unique personality without being overly calculated. For example, imagine you share a photo of yourself hiking a breathtaking trail, a quick video of you cooking a delicious dish, or even a snapshot of a book you've been reading at your favorite coffee shop. These aren't just mundane updates. They're glimpses into a vibrant, fulfilling life that speaks volumes about who you are. They show that you're active, independent, and constantly improving yourself. Now, let's dig into why this works. When she scrolls through her feed and sees you thriving, it sparks curiosity. She'll naturally wonder what you've been up to, how you're feeling, and why you seem so content without directly involving her. This subtle intrigue plants a seed in her mind. She'll start thinking, wow, he's really got something going on. The goal is to create an impression that you're living your best life, and in doing so, you make yourself even more desirable. However, posting purposefully isn't just about the content itself, it's also about timing and balance. Don't overshare. Posting every single detail about your day or flooding her feed with updates can make you seem too available or overly invested in crafting an image. Instead, aim for a steady rhythm that keeps her interested without overwhelming her. A little mystery goes a long way. But remember, social media is only part of the equation. What truly amplifies the effect is how you show up in real life. Confidence, self-assurance, and a positive energy should radiate from you both online and offline. Your posts should complement the person you are when she interacts with you in person. For instance, if you share a story about learning a new skill or exploring a new hobby, let her see that passion and enthusiasm when she talks to you. The consistency between your online and offline presence strengthens her perception of you as someone genuine and grounded. Also, keep in mind that social media can be a great way to start subtle conversations. If she comments on one of your posts or reacts to your story, use it as an opportunity to engage without being overly direct. For example, if she says, "Wow, that hiking trail looks amazing," you could respond with something like, "It really was. There's something about getting out in nature that clears your mind. Have you ever been hiking?" This keeps the conversation light and engaging while reinforcing your adventurous side. Ultimately, social media is a tool, not a crutch. Use it to enhance the way she sees you, but don't rely on it to do all the work. The real magic happens when your digital presence aligns with the confident, purposeful person she sees in real life. By posting with intention and living with authenticity, you'll create a vibe that's impossible to ignore and leave her wanting to know more. Number 7. Maintain your confidence. Confidence is the secret ingredient that ties everything together. It's the foundation of attraction, the spark that keeps the dynamic alive, and the trait that leaves a lasting impression. But here's the thing, real confidence isn't just about walking with swagger, dressing well, or being charismatic. True confidence lies in how you handle situations, especially the ones that could easily throw you off balance. Let's take a common scenario. She doesn't reply to your text right away. It's easy to spiral into overthinking, wondering if you said something wrong or if she's lost interest. But here's the deal. Confidence means resisting the urge to freak out or double text. Instead, you let it slide because deep down, you know your worth. You understand that one unanswered text doesn't define your value or the connection you share. That calm, composed energy speaks volumes, sending an unspoken message. I'm secure in who I am, and I don't need constant reassurance. Now, let's be clear. Confidence isn't arrogance. It's not about acting like you don't care or pretending to be untouchable. Arrogance pushes people away. Confidence draws them in. Arrogance demands attention, while confidence commands it effortlessly. When you're genuinely confident, you don't need external validation to feel good about yourself. You're grounded, secure, and steady, and that stability is incredibly attractive. Here's another example. Imagine she's late to meet you for dinner, or plans fall through at the last minute. Instead of getting irritated or sulking, you roll with the punches. You stay composed, maybe even joke about it, showing her that you're not easily rattled by life's minor inconveniences. This kind of emotional steadiness not only showcases your maturity, but also makes her feel safe around you. It sends the message that you can handle challenges with grace, and that's a quality every woman admires. Confidence also means knowing your boundaries and sticking to them. For instance, if she's being disrespectful or taking advantage of your kindness, you don't tolerate it. You're not afraid to address issues calmly and assertively. Why? Because you respect yourself enough to demand the same respect from others. When you carry yourself with this level of self-assurance, it makes her wonder, what is it about him that keeps him so grounded? But confidence isn't just about how you react to her actions. It's about how you approach life as a whole, A confident man doesn't wait for someone else to validate his choices or opinions. He follows his passions, pursues his goals, and makes decisions with conviction. When you live with purpose and conviction, it radiates in everything you do. You become someone who doesn't just go with the flow, but creates his own current, and that's magnetic. It's also worth mentioning that confidence takes time to build. It's not something you can fake for long. Start by focusing on areas of your life where you feel uncertain or insecure and work on improving them. For example, if you're nervous about speaking in public, practice until you feel more comfortable. If you feel self-conscious about your appearance, invest time in fitness or grooming. Every step you take to improve yourself reinforces your sense of worth. Number 8. Limit communication to build anticipation. Here's where it gets interesting. Sometimes silence speaks louder than words. Constantly being the first to text or call can unintentionally create a one-sided dynamic where she might feel no need to put in effort. It's not about ignoring her entirely, that's definitely not the move, but about strategically stepping back to create space for her to initiate. For example, if you've been texting her every morning like clockwork, consider skipping a day. Or if nightly calls have become routine, give her the opportunity to reach out first. The goal here isn't to play hard to get, but to spark curiosity and anticipation. Think of it this way: when you always know exactly when your favorite show airs, the excitement can start to fade. But when there's a cliffhanger and you're left waiting, you're hooked. The same principle applies here. When you're not as immediately available, she'll begin to notice your absence. That's when the shift happens. She starts to miss you and becomes more invested in reaching out. And here's the key: when you do reconnect, make it count. Be fully present, engaging, and attentive. Show her that your time and attention are valuable, and leave her looking forward to the next interaction. The anticipation you've built will make your conversations feel more meaningful and exciting. Now that you've got these strategies, it's time to put them into practice. Start small. Observe how the dynamic changes as you post intentionally, carry yourself with confidence, and create space for her to step into. Notice what works, and don't be afraid to refine your approach. If you've tried something similar or have thoughts on what resonates, drop a comment and share your experience. And remember, the ultimate goal isn't manipulation. It's about building genuine, balanced connections. When you focus on becoming someone worth missing, the right people will naturally gravitate toward you. Patience and authenticity are your strongest allies here, so take that first step and watch how the story unfolds.